Hello again, and welcome back. This is part 3 of our working on this painting here today. And last time we left off, we worked on this clump of trees right here. I did go ahead and add the other side because it's kind of repetitious of what we did in part 2. And this clump of trees right here will be covered partially by a large tree trunk right here with some other foliage. So, but I did want to get that worked in. So today, what I want us to kind of focus on is I'd like to work here in the field, right here in the back, and then we'll certainly come in here, work this lake, some of the grassy bank right here underneath this large mass of trees, and we may even get into some of this foreground meadow. So I again appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you were able to catch part 1 and part 2 of this video and to be able to catch up to this point now. So thanks for your support. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And now let's go ahead and jump into part 3 of this tutorial. I think what we're going to try here as we work on this back meadow, and again all this has been underpainted in acrylic in case you missed part 1 of when I did the blocking in phase with my acrylics. I think what we're going to do is use this 10/0 brush. And these things are always named such weird sizes, but we're going to go ahead and it's just a tiny little fan brush here. And what we're going to try to do is mostly use maybe just kind of the corner. I'm going to come in here and mix up for myself a little titanium white. Just a little bit of paint thinner. I'm going to go in here to my sap green and phthalo yellow, about in equal parts. Go in and add a little bit more titanium white. You want to keep this fairly light. This is where a lot of the sunlight is filtering through. And let me see if I have the right flavor here on this. I'm going to start right here. I want to kind of do downward strokes. Okay, so now I just kind of want to move into our little pond here. And so I've already, of course, underpainted all this in acrylic. I'm going to come back through now with our oil. And I think to begin with, I'm going to mix a little ultramarine blue with some black and add just the slightest bit of titanium white to that. Kind of thin it down with some mineral spirits, just very slightly. And I want to come through here now and I want to kind of just re-outline some of the shadow. Kind of re-wet it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of our greens. Just give it kind of a nice downward stroke. You don't need a lot of paint on the brush. I'm using just this little filbert too, by the way, so any brushes would work. Kind of start to create that bit of a reflection. I'm going to have a little bit more of that reflection kind of right here. Some of those grasses that are kind of showing through. Take a little bit of our cerulean blue. The thing that I notice a lot is that if you go a little bit darker in the water than you do from the sky or from the reflected little twigs and grasses here, it seems to reflect a little bit darker in the water often. So it just helps to kind of create that realism there. bit more highlight. Alright, so that's kind of all we're going to do, and I'll fast forward the rest of the lake here. Alright, so I think that's kind of what we wanted to accomplish today. Working this meadow back here and make sure it's kind of sunlit. And then working our bank and working the reflections in the little pond. So next time we meet, I think we're going to be focusing our attention on working in the foreground meadow. And I appreciate you tuning in today. Hope that was helpful for you. And I look forward to starting this video again. Thanks so much.